Sullivan, Danny Miner.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Vegas Views. Thank you for logging in for another exciting episode with myself and Danny. We've got a lot to say today, so we're going to get started. Danny, those Golden Knights.
Listen, the biggest news, I think this city is on fire, Don.
On fire.
On fire. Everywhere I went yesterday, Vegas Golden Knights, Vegas Golden Knights. We are 2 wins away from having a parade down the strip. Could you imagine?
That is so exciting.
I mean, I got chills just thinking about it. Could you imagine how packed the strip's going to be? And you're going to see the Golden Knights go down with the cup. And it only took them 6 years to get there. I mean, that would be...
Cool.
I mean, it's unheard of. It's so great for the city. You got the Aces won the championship. Now you got the Knights might win the championship. It's great for the city, though.
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever go to a game?
I did. I've been to a couple of games. Yeah, I love the Golden.
Even if you don't like hockey, you get there, the excitement just builds you in, and you just... You become a fan.
Absolutely.
The minute you walk into that stadium, I mean, that facility, you become a fan. It's electrifying. It really is.
The energy. Some of those girls are actually my talent. My
Really?
Cheerleaders. Yes.
Okay.
Old models, new models. Yeah, that work there. The energy's crazy.
Energy's crazy.
I've been to other hockey games. It is crazy. You walk in there and you're like, whoa, what is going on? It's
Right.
Vegas in a sports team.
Yeah, you see everybody with their golden jackets on, everything shining.
Yeah.
I saw last night John Taffer was at the game from Restaurant Impossible. Is it Restaurant Impossible he does?
Yes.
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 Or no, Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue.
Bar
I love
Rescue.
Bar Rescue.
Yeah, I love that too. I mean, I love all them shows.
Yeah.
But he was at the game with Daniel Negreanu, who's the big poker player. They were sitting together. So all the celebrities were out. I think... what's that one? Is it Little John, that one rapper? He's a big fan of the
Little
Knights.
John.
Yeah, that's it. He's a big fan of the Knights. He was on. It just, this city's like, it's full of celebrities, right? So they're all going to the game. They're supporting our team. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's just, I hope they win. I can't see them not. They won 7-2 last
I know.
night. I mean, it was
They're
crazy.
just killing it. The energy's so good. They're just killing it. And it's epic for the city.
Oh my gosh, this city's going to be on fire. I just can't imagine this city going off when they win it. I can't imagine. And if it comes back, I'm going to try to get tickets. Like they're going to Florida now. So they're playing Thursday in Florida and I think Saturday in Florida and then they come back. So
when are they back here? I
think next week.
The next
because I think the next 2 games are in Florida. So I think Thursday's game's in Florida and then Sunday's game's in Florida. So if the Panthers win one, it's coming back. If the Knights win both, it's over.
Yeah.
But if they do come back, I'd love to go to that.
I have a gut feeling they're going to win.
Could you imagine being at that game, though?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. It would be... It's so great for the city. I mean, I'm so excited. We're getting the A's, too. We're getting, hopefully, the A's.
Yeah.
And we're getting another sports team, and we're getting an NBA team. And now they want to... Mark Wahlberg's here. He wants to put a Hollywood 2.0 here. So, I mean, you can't beat this.
Well, Mark opened a gym here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is the... What is it called? F45, something like that. So that's his gym.
Okay.
And he is opening the studio here.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot going on here. Rumor, I don't know how true this is, but I believe it to be true that Jason Bateman also is opening a studio in Las Vegas as well.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a lot going on in this city.
This city is where you want to be right now.
Absolutely.
This city's growing. There's opportunity all over this city. We were driving through Boulder City maybe about a month ago. We saw Mark Wahlberg was filming a movie in Boulder City.
Yeah.
We saw him in a car.
I know. Boulder City.
I know. We saw him going right up the road. So I thought it was him. We weren't sure, but of course we Googled right away, and it was them filming right there in Boulder City. So it's his new movie, whatever he's filming.
Yeah.
But
so many rumors, like we spoke about crime on some of our past episodes, though. People are getting out of Los Angeles because of the crime.
Yes.
Economically, it does make more sense to be in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Which is a little bit scary for us because our prices are getting higher and higher because they're all moving here, which is cool. But we welcome you, LA. Come in, because they're all moving from LA to Las Vegas, and it's so common. Guys, we're going to take a commercial break. Come back. We have so much today, so many exciting things we're going to talk about in the show, so many new announcements. Exciting. We'll be right back.
This show is brought to you by Deborah Richards. Move Me No Mountains. Now available at Amazon Prime.
What affects your credit? The answer can be many things. Let's take a look at a few of the most common factors and how they can impact your credit. Credit history. In order to have a credit score, you need to have open and active credit accounts. This gives you the opportunity to build a credit score and get approved for larger purchases such as a car or a home. So it's important to have a responsible record of debt repayment, available credit, and usage. The rule of thumb is to use 30% of your available credit to minimize the impact of debt on your credit score. In other words, the less credit you use, the better. Monthly on-time payments. By making sure your monthly payments are paid on time, you could boost your credit score. Late payments, however, may bring your score down. Errors on your credit report. Check your credit report regularly to make sure it's accurate. If there are any errors or signs of identity theft, report them immediately to the appropriate credit bureau. Applications for credit. If you're applying for credit, filling out several applications in a short amount of time may hurt your credit score. It's ideal to keep the applications to a minimum. However, there is an allowable shopping window for a mortgage. Remember, a good credit score could possibly save you in interest payments. If your credit score needs some improvement, however, consider starting with the basics mentioned here. And when you're ready to buy your dream home, give New American Funding a call. We'll help you find a home loan that works for you and your unique situation.
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit Social Media Shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
Welcome back to Vegas Views. Danny Miner, Dawn Sullivan. I just wanted to say happy summer. It's like officially summer.
Oh my gosh. You know what though? It hasn't been steaming hot yet, which is good. It hasn't been steaming hot.
But doesn't it feel good? All this exciting stuff's going on in the summer. It's nice out. You're driving like it's sunshine. It's beautiful. I feel so lucky to be in Las Vegas.
Me too.
Real quick. Greg from Florida. Hello. You know Greg from Florida?
I know Greg. Yeah, he watches my other show. Yeah, he's great.
Okay, awesome. Greg, thank you. We just got some posts. Guys, if you want to get in touch with Danny and myself right now, have any questions for us, we are live. You can go on to Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, type something in there. Or social media network. No, socialmediashows.com. Go there and you can type us some questions. If you have anything, call into us. Ask us some questions. You guys, you have so many things on Instagram you want to know about me. Okay, I'm going to set it straight right now. No, Danny and I are not related in any way, shape, or form. We did not grow up together. No. We didn't grow up. This is the question I got. Did we grow up in the same place? Because we have a lot of similarities and our accents are the same, which I think is completely different. He has a totally different accent than I do. I have a New York accent. You have like just an all-around East Coast.
I don't know what I have. My girlfriend says it's a speech impediment. She says I don't say words right. She said my words are all messed up. She goes, it's not an accent. You just don't say words right.
Oh my gosh, you said it's a speech impediment. That's hysterical. Guys, let me know what you think about that. I personally do not think Danny has a speech impediment, but that's what's funny. I think that you have just like an East Coast, almost like
Italian East Coast.
East Coast, like you maybe grew up in another country, then came something. But you didn't.
No, I didn't.
So you were never in Italy growing up?
Never been to Italy.
Because that's what I hear.
Right.
I hear my accent, and I know it's like a New York accent, a very washed New York accent. Very, very washed. When I first came out here, it was so thick. I mean, I said quarter.
Oh,
I used to say dog. That was my thing. I've been here back and forth for a long time now, so it's completely washed. Thank goodness. Not that I don't love the accent. Oh God, now I'm going to get some hate. What do you mean you don't like our accents? But it is washed. When you're around people for so long from the West, you start sounding like them a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's out here though. You would have thought he just got off the plane from New York, and he's been out here longer than I. Thick accent, but I don't know. I think women lose their accents quicker.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, get in touch with us. Real quick. Okay, so some crime stuff.
Yeah.
Golden Knights. We talked about that. Okay.
And the World Series of Poker.
Oh, tell me. What is going on?
You were just talking about the summer, right?
Yes.
Well, one thing we do in Vegas that a lot of people don't realize is we do staycations there. I don't know if you do, but we do it all the time. Yeah. I'm doing a staycation this week because I figure why travel back and forth? I'm going to play in the World Series. Yeah. I'm keeping confidence that I'm going to be playing for about 15 hours.
Okay.
So I want to have a room so I don't have to drive home afterwards. So we're staying on the Strip. But you were talking about summer. I mean, as soon as I get the Bally's, I'm staying at Bally's.
Okay.
What's the Horseshoe now? Because that's where the tournament is. I'm actually in the Paris room. So the World Series is in Bally's and Paris.
Right.
So it's both the ballrooms. That's how big this tournament's going to be 30,000 people.
And that's all connected.
It's all connected, Bally's. You can go from one casino to the next. But, I mean, as soon as I get there, you were talking about the summer. I can't wait to just jump in the pool, hang out. And that's one thing good about living in Vegas.
Yeah.
You're a couple miles from the Strip. You can go to the pools. You can do whatever you want. So it's fun to live in Vegas. It's just a great place to live.
It really
is.
Yeah, we love Las Vegas.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple videos from the World Series, and then next week we get to talk about it. And if you follow my TikTok at the Crime Solver, I'm gonna go live from the World Series definitely and show everybody. But I'm hoping I come back here next week with $1 million.
That would be so cool. You better come back then. You better not be like, well, Dawn, I'm busy.
But see, I like doing this.
I'm in Dubai.
I talk for free. I love doing this. I always tell people I do this for free. Yeah. I would do my TikTok for free. I just love doing this. Yeah. So even if I became a millionaire, which I would have to get through 30,000 people, it's probably not going to happen.
Don't say that. I have faith in you. I'm giving you good vibes. You never know. That would be so cool.
Well, what happens is you play tonight, right? I mean, tomorrow, and they'll play till maybe 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Now, if you make it through the first day, everybody's in the money. Okay. So if I make it without getting knocked out the first day and we bag our chips, they actually put them in evidence bags and you have to sign them and everything. And then we all come back Sunday at 10 a.m. because there's 3 other starting dates. There's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, they combined everybody to day 2.
So is it almost like they have to catch up with you, though? How does that make it even?
What happens is they have, say, 10,000 of us starting today. 10,000 of us starting the next day. 10,000. And then what they do is everybody gets to the end, combines for day 2.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so they combine.
In my head, I'm it didn't seem fair.
Because they don't have enough room for 30,000 people.
Right.
It would be insane. It's crazy. I will guarantee you, Wednesday when I play, this is my 7th time playing in the World Series, the first break, you can't even get to the bathroom. The bathrooms are so packed. It's just... Have you ever been there for the World Series? It's insane.
I haven't.
Oh my God, it's insane. It's just rooms and rooms of poker tables. I mean, it's crazy, but it's so much fun. Yeah. Especially if you're a gambler.
And it's probably just very, even though it's serious stuff, it's lighthearted though. People are friendly, they're getting along.
Oh,
it's not
yes.
Okay.
I've been playing poker for 20 years. I've seen people argue a little bit, but I've never seen it get physical. Thank God, because I've never seen it get physical.
So let me ask you, your mood, let's say you whatever. Do you get down? Are you because you're so high energy. You're so loud, so cool. I love this.
Listen,
I'm my favorite thing. How is it on the opposite spectrum? Are you oh man, I lost?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm a sore loser. I will make excuses. I know psychologically it's so unhealthy for me to even gamble or do anything like that because I'm a sore loser. It will be everyone else's fault that I lost. Yeah.
I play online, Don, too. Okay. I can't even tell you how many computers I broke. I can't even tell you how many computers I broke. I'll be you know how poker is. If you play poker, say you have kings, right?
Yeah.
You see the flop, there's the other guy has an ace with him, right? Yeah. They're all in, right? The flop, no ace. And that last card, you're standing screaming, no ace, please, no ace. And then an ace comes, right? my computer right off the wall, smashed it. I don't know how many times I've done that. I have no idea.
What is your recovery time on that? So you throw something, you're like, ugh. What's your recovery time to say, I'm going back in to do this again to myself?
Listen,
this sounds abusive to me, Danny.
It does. And listen, every gambler and every poker player is going to tell you this. They're going to say, right after I do that, I'm like, I'm never playing poker again. I'm never doing this. It's fixed. Online poker's fixed. That ace came. I knew it was coming. It's fixed. And then within a half hour, I'm going to play one more tournament.
I'll try this.
I'm going to do this again. I know it's fixed. And my girlfriend who said I had the speech impediment, she says to me,
tell me her name.
Olivia.
That's so funny.
Listen, and the thing she'll say to me is, if it's fixed, why do you continue playing? You keep saying it's fixed, but yet you continue to play. I said, I have a problem. Don't you realize this? I have a problem.
Not just a speech impediment.
Right.
It's a
problem. Right? And the thing is, you know how poker is. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And you get that adrenaline rush. And especially...
Well, I call it the dopamine hit.
Yes.
Actually, do you ever play in a machine, like a physical machine?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've played that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've played it all.
I've played it all.
Okay, see me.
The only thing I don't play is blackjack. I don't
like blackjack either.
Yeah.
I've done tables before. This is a long time ago.
Right.
I played on tables a long time ago. I'm actually very good because I grew up with poker players.
Okay.
So I'm actually really good, and I have a fantastic poker face.
Right.
I read people. I can't be read easily, so this is good for me, right? But I don't play anymore.
Right.
But I do love the machines. I don't play the machines anymore either, but I do love the machines, and I was a lucky person on those machines.
Really?
I know people that say they have never had a royal flush.
Right.
I would get a royal flush at least once or twice a month.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
At least, yeah.
Do you know I only hit a royal flush ever, live poker once.
Yeah. Oh, in live poker, I've never done it.
Live poker once. Yeah, I hit it at Green Valley.
Oh, wow. That's a nice one.
I used to live maybe 3 blocks from there.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. I used to live in that Green Valley area section.
Tell me the setup there, because that gives me a dopamine rush right now than when you hit the royal.
Oh my gosh.
How did it work?
I said, this is the honest to God truth, okay? And listen, to the poker players out there, I apologize up front, okay? But you know how poker is, if you win a big hand, you can't just get up from the table and leave. People
can't go.
They get mad.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you want all our money and you're not going to let us give it back? Right? Of course. No, I don't. So me and my girlfriend, so if you're ever playing poker with me, and she's with me, we have this plan.
Wait, is she good?
She's actually good, but she's afraid. She doesn't like playing in public. She'll play online, but she won't play. She gets nervous. She thinks that people are going to yell at her if she's taking too much time or something. She gets nervous to play in public. But she's good online.
Okay.
But we have this thing, like if I win a big hand.
Don't be nervous. Go out there and play.
I'll text her.
Okay.
And I'll say, come over and say you won dinner. That you want me to take you to dinner. So if I win, and so nobody gets mad at me, she come over and say, I thought we were going to dinner. I'm like, hey guys, I gotta go. You know
that's so rigged.
Hey, I gotta go. So we went to Green Valley, and I said, hey, I'm gonna play for a while. She goes, I'm gonna grab something. She goes, I'm gonna grab something to eat, and I'm gonna play some slots. I'm like, all right. So I sit down. I have $300 in front of me. It was a 1-2 table, right? Yeah. I have ace, queen of clubs, right?
Okay.
The flop comes king of clubs, jack of clubs, and 10 of clubs.
Clean. Just like that.
And Don, it never happened to me in a day in my life. I looked at my, thinking, did I just flop a full house? And then I'm saying to myself, don't do anything. Don't act like you flopped it, because there's like 3 other people in the hand. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, don't act like you flopped the full house. And royal flush. I kept looking. I did. I flopped the royal flush.
In shock?
Yes, I kept looking at him, thinking, so of course I check. This guy bets, this guy goes all in. I'm like, oh, I love this. When I saw him put all his chips in, of course I go all in. So I went about, I don't even remember, $700 on that hand, right? But Green Valley then gave me $250 for hitting the royal flush. Green Valley gave me $250 from the casino.
Yeah.
Don, I swear to God, the very next hand, not the next hand, maybe 3-4 hands, I flopped quads. And somebody had a full house. I left there like $1,200 in like a half hour, but that usually doesn't happen. I mean, that was a fluke.
It's a
that's a fluke.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that's the only time I've ever hit a royal flush.
Yeah. But on the poker machines you have.
I have on the poker machines. I think only maybe once or twice in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so I have hit a number of times.
Really?
Most recent, 16,000.
Oh my God!
A couple of summers ago, it was at the Lodge.
I've heard of that place.
Lodges? They're good.
That's like a PT's, right? Sort of like that.
PT's, but the lodge is a lot more chill. It's more of a coffee house. I'm a non-drinker, so it's like
I'm a non-drinker too.
You don't drink either? Okay.
I haven't drank in like 5 years.
I don't drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a coffee house. And I don't drink coffee other than decaf. But I'll have a tea and they'll have like cheesecake and stuff. But you can play.
Right.
And I will go in heavy sometimes and higher hands because I feel like it's go hard or go home. If I play a quarter, what is that going to give me? It's not worth it.
Right.
So I'm messing around, and I kept saying to the person I was with, I'm going to hit tonight. I'm going to win. I just know it. I just know it. I just know it. And sure enough, I hit, and it was everything but the ace.
Right.
And the ace came in, and I was in shock for a second. I sat there, and I just see it, and I see the amount. I'm like, oh, my God, okay.
And you don't believe it at first, right?
No, especially me. It took me a minute. I'm like, that wasn't like a small one. That was 16 grand.
16 grand, that's nothing to sneeze about.
Right. All right, this is real. And then I got paranoid. Don't touch the machine because I don't want to break anything.
You did something, right?
Then I'm smashing the thing. Cash out. Like, I want it now. Like, cash out. Let's just... For me, and it was a shocking moment. I just almost couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, I did it again. Because I had hit 16,000 maybe 6 months before in the same place. 8,000 in the same place.
Oh my gosh.
I don't go in that place. I don't go walk in that place anymore. I don't. To me, I can't be that type of gambler because I'm a lot like you, Danny.
Right.
I have
an addictive personality.
100%. If I like something
I'm doing it every day.
I'm down to the point, like if I like a pair of shoes, it's got to be in every color. It can't be the one color because then I'll picture them in the store like they're sitting there waiting for me. I can't. If I like something, it's too much. Whether it's anything. So I don't. I stay away from everything that can be that way. So I give you credit that you can actually gamble and maintain your life on it. Right. I can't do that.
You know what? It's really weird because as you see, I have so much energy. Like if you were sitting with me in a room where we weren't talking to the camera, I'm up and down. I can't sit still. I can't sit for 5 minutes. But it's really weird when I play poker. I can.
You're calm.
It's so weird.
I know. I'm the same way. I have Danny energy. I'm always doing something moving. I can't stay still myself.
Right.
But when I would play, it would be like blinders to everyone else and everything else because it's you're getting that dopamine rush the whole time. Like, I'm gonna win. It's up. It's down. Oh shit! It's down. Oh, it's up. It's down. And that's good for brains like ours.
Oh yeah.
It keeps us stabilized.
Yes.
And I would play on my phone sometimes, but not for money, just for practice. But for hours, I could sit there. Hours. So I'm almost like a child. You want to shut me up, hand me a little poker game, I'll be quiet. But if not, I'm all over the place. Yeah, but that's a dopamine rush. Absolutely.
Listen, we are in Vegas, and we got talking gambling is just the way it is.
It is.
I'll tell you one thing that you'll be shocked. I actually won a cruise playing poker.
Get out of here. Really?
Online.
That's so cool.
There was this new poker site that was coming out online, and their first tournament they ran to promote their site, it was free to get in. They just were promoting their site, and the top 4 people got a 9-day cruise to Jamaica, Haiti, Mexico, on Royal Caribbean, Oasis of the Sea. So the top 4. So I go in this tournament, and I'm telling you, you'll end up liking my girlfriend because she brings me down. Like if I think I'm up here, she'll knock me right there. She don't let me get too high. She knocks me right down. So she was at work. She was a cop too.
Yeah.
So I text her at work. I said, "Hey, I'm playing in this tournament. Maybe we'll win a cruise." And she's like, "Yeah, okay." You know, she texts just like the World Series. She doesn't expect much, right? She texts me back, "Yeah, okay." So we start playing. It gets down to 100 people left, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm still in this." There's 100. She goes, "Tell me when there's 5 people left." Right? She goes, so then I text her. I'm like, "Yo, I'm at the final table." I text her, and she's like, "Now I'm getting excited." She texts me back. She goes, "Don't do any of your dumb moves," she said. You know what I mean? Don't go on tilt and do something stupid.
I have to ask, the way that she talks, is she from the East?
Yeah, she's from the East Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
She's from Stroudsburg area, Wallenpauck.
Because she's blunt.
You know what Poconos is.
Yeah, of course.
That's where she's from, Poconos.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it got down to 5 of us. So the top 4 of us go on a cruise. They're giving a cruise to the top 4. I didn't play a hand. I shut my computer off. I thought, let these idiots knock each other out. I'm just going to sit here and win a cruise. And my daughter was sitting in the kitchen. I saw this guy go all in, this other guy go all in. I said to my daughter, "Oh my God, I'm so close. I got chills right now." I ran all over him. You know my energy. I ran outside. I ran all over. I was on my table. I just want a cruise for 2. And then my girlfriend tells me, she's like, "You got scammed." I'm like, "I didn't get scammed. She didn't believe I won it. She didn't believe I won it." Within the next day, they contacted me and I won.
And you won.
9-day cruise, paid for everything. It was
so awesome.
It was totally awesome. We had the lifetime. It was fun for free. Winning this cruise was crazy.
I'm sitting here thinking, is it like Void Gaming or one of these gaming companies needs to like pick us up because we just marketed gambling. So now most people that come here are going to be like, oh my god, I watched this like little Vegas show and Danny and Dylan, they're winning a ton of money and cruises. It's not always like that, guys.
No,
seriously, like when you lose, you lose. And would you say that the casino always wins?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, the casino's not in it to lose money.
What about machines, though? If played right, the machines, do you think you can, like, totally hustle a machine?
I don't.
I do.
I think I could out-hustle, like, the tourists on the strip, though. Like, I'm playing poker, I
think if you have the brain capacity to stop, which most people that gamble don't.
Right.
We're gamblers. We don't have the capacity to say, okay, that's enough. If you're up, you still go back in, right? I've got to see. And so even for me, when I hit a royal a number of times, I'm still like, oh, I won. But there's more. Really, is there more?
Right.
I just hit the biggest thing I can. But then again, there's twos and aces that I can win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something else. So in our brains, there's always something else that you can win. And that's, I think, the hard part. But I think you can hustle the machines. If you win, you're up, and you can say, no, I'm going to walk away.
Oh, yeah. If you walk away, I agree with you.
Absolutely.
I can't do that, though.
Yeah. That's why I don't gamble. That's why I don't gamble, because I know me, and I know that it would be an all or nothing. Like, oh, I only live once. Like, all your values and morals and everything smart goes out the window when you're gambling, right?
And here's if I win $100, say I win $100 on a slot machine, this is what I say to myself to justify. Did I come here to win $100? Right? I wouldn't win more than $100. I didn't come here to win $100.
Well, that's what it is. That's the mentality. Even if you win 1,000, you're like, oh, that's great. I won $1,000. But I mean, there's so much more money in this machine to give me. I'm not okay with that. There's so much more.
Yes.
I can use more. And we think we're going to win every time. You ever have that whole thing? Like, no, I'm going to win. I know it.
Yes.
I'm going to win.
Yes.
I know it's me today. I'm the chosen one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it comes right down. And one last we told all winning gambling stories. Let me tell you a losing one. Okay, last year.
I got to just ask real quick. Are you superstitious?
Yes.
Oh, me too.
Yes, I do. I do different things in the morning before I go.
Yep.
I will do all kind of weird things.
Clothing? Will you wear specific?
No, but I always wear a necklace. I always wear like something like I think it brings me luck. I wear my dad's dog tags from the service. Yeah. I have it on right now. I do everything just for luck. Okay. And my dad, all right, I got to tell you this story. All right, the statute of limitations are up, so.
All right.
My dad.
I love when you say that.
My dad. Listen, I grew up in an Italian family on the East Coast. All right, and I think I told you last week. Sundays was my dad calling his bookie and everything. So my dad was a big horse. He bet on horses. We'd go to Monticello, New York. We'd drive up there. We'd bet on horses every single weekend. My dad got a tip. Honestly, this is what he said. He said, the mafia is going to fix this race in Monticello, New York. The mafia is going to fix it in this horse that was supposed to come in dead last, and the horse's name was Rocco, was going to win the race. Okay, so this Rocco horse, was going to be fixed that the bottom horse was going to win it. The mafia had it fixed. Okay. My dad
at this point, so you guys don't know, that means the odds, no one's going to bet on Rocco.
Yes.
Because he's dead last.
He's dead last.
To do anything.
Rocco's like an 1,000-to-1 horse, okay? Hasn't won a race. They're predicting him to come in dead last.
No one's going to put money on Rocco.
So my dad he's got this inside scoop. The mafia's going to fix this horse race. And the East Coast, back in the 80s, it was all mafia out there in the East Coast, right? Yeah. So my dad got this thing that the horse is going to be fixed. Gets all his buddies, my brother-in-law, they all get their money. They put all this money in the horse. The horse comes in dead last. Dead last! Right? From that day forward, my dad's name was Rocco. They nicknamed my dad Rocco. And instead of Danny, they called him Rocco. Everywhere he went, it was Rocco.
That is such a cool
story. I bought like a shirt and a hat. I have a one-time Rocco shirt that I wear. I wear a one-time because from my dad. Because my dad
deceased.
Huh? Yeah, my dad died. Yeah, but he was not like me at all. He's a very quiet person. Yeah. But he was, he did his gambling. I mean, I had no choice but to gamble. Okay. I grew up in that family.
I believe you. That's not even an excuse. You had no choice. You were born into gambling.
I was born into gambling. My dad horse race and all that. That's what Italians do. We eat and we gamble, and
Oh, you don't have to tell me. My entire family grew up till this day on Facebook and Instagram, and I check my whole family, everybody that's back in New York for all holidays. They're all at Belmont Raceway. I don't know if you know Belmont.
I do remember that. Yes,
Belmont. They're all still there. They're doing. Everyone gambles. It's like a thing. It's a culture we grew up, and I grew in the same exact culture as.
Right.
Same exact
horse
culture.
racing on the weekends, gambling. It was just.
Poker night.
Yes, my dad would have poker night. All his friends at the house. Everybody's gambling. It's the way it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a way of life. It's a cool way of life, I think.
Yeah, I like the East Coast. It's just too cold on the East Coast. Yeah. That's why I moved to the West Coast. I hated the weather on the East Coast.
Growing up that way and then living in this society is a little weird for you. It's a little weird for me.
Living out here?
No, living out here. Just the way the society has changed so much from the way we were raised.
Oh my gosh,
Do you feel like in a way you were born into a bunch of straight shooters? People are straight shooters. They tell you how it is. There's no, you don't get offended easily.
No.
No. Here, it's a very different culture.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I just, you know how I am on TikTok, right? Yeah. I have to watch everything I say on TikTok. I think I'll watch my video before I post it to make sure I didn't say anything that might hurt somebody's feelings or TikTok gets mad at me and bans my videos. I mean, TikTok is they're very strict.
Yeah.
If you see I can't say certain words, you can't say murder, you can't say, they'll take your video down, they'll ban it.
You're pretty good with all that, though, because when I watch, I'm like, I wouldn't be as good with that. They would slip. I'd slip. So you're pretty good with all that.
I know, because I reviewed them. Yeah. Because I'll slip and I'll think, TikTok will take this down, TikTok will take that down. They're very, very strict, and I get why they're strict.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it could come back on them, you know what I mean? So, I get it.
And some of the content's really sensitive, and you don't know what age group, what demographic is scrolling and watching you. Yeah. So it is good that you do that.
And the good thing that TikTok does is if they think the video's a little graphic about like violence and stuff, they'll put a disclosure on it.
Yeah.
So if it comes up,
the warning. The trigger warnings. I like the trigger warnings.
Yeah, they do that.
Because like I am, a crime junkie, and there are certain topics that are very triggery for me, especially things with babies, infants. If there's something going on with an infant, I need a trigger warning because I won't watch it. I'll flip through it. It's very sensitive for me, so I'm glad that they do that.
Yeah, so am I. I'm glad they do that too. Yeah. And it's TikTok's just. They're strict now. Now there's an American company. Did you know that?
No.
There's an American company exactly like TikTok.
What is it?
They're called Clapper.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's total.
Is it cool?
Yes, it's exactly like TikTok. I went on there a month and a half ago. Okay, and because I was afraid TikTok might get banned. So I went over to Clapper. Somebody said, go into Clapper. It's just like TikTok. I have 21,000 followers on there.
Why haven't you shared this with us? Clapper. How do we get in touch with you on Clapper?
It's same thing. I'm at the Crime Solver. Same thing.
Yeah. How are you changing your name?
I don't know. I might not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
at the Crime Solver. Yeah, it's in the air.
At the Crime Solver, but now Clapper. I've got to get onto that.
Yeah, I have 21,000 followers on there. I'm actually verified on there. They verified me right away on there, which is weird. You know what I mean? But yeah, so
that is so cool. So I could just open an account, do this, and okay, I gotta get in there, guys. We have to take a commercial break, but we're gonna be right back. And I promise you, I know Danny and we just keep on talking.
We're two blabbermouths.
I know. We can't stop. It's our thing. But this is our therapy for the week. We can talk to each other. But no, I do have some crime questions for Danny and some things I wanted to get into. We'll be back and just come right back to us. Thanks.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join the program?
Get back, dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a foal and a leash now, wouldn't he? Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Thank you guys for coming back, staying with us today. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. We are going to get into some crime now. We just were talking a little bit about everything and anything you can think of before, but now we got to get into crime. So Danny, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a family member of mine, somebody very, very close to me. This is an old case and an old story, and I just need your opinion on it.
Sure.
Okay, so it has not pretty much been brought to light, but this is down in Virginia. So we have a young lady who was born and raised in Mineola, New York.
Okay.
Family member of mine. And she ended up becoming a professor and moved down to Virginia.
Okay.
I believe right by Virginia Tech, Virginia State, somewhere over in that area.
Okay.
She was into NA. You know what AA and NA meetings are and stuff for
yeah.
Okay. She wasn't an addict, but with her background and her schooling and stuff, she was supporting NA. Which is Narcotics Anonymous for drugs.
Okay.
So a lot of the people she had around her were people that she was helping. So
okay.
she had a real big network of a group of people. Let me just put that out there first. She lives a normal life, comes from a really great family, an educated, wonderful girl. Okay. As far as I know, no history of anything that would make me believe suicide or anything like that. Okay, so this is in 2013, turning into 2014. So the very beginning of 14, I'm going to say in January or so this happened.
Okay.
Yeah, it was by my birthday. So she gets rushed to the hospital. I believe a roommate had called in that she was unresponsive. They take her to the hospital. They're assuming and doing all these CAT scans and stuff that she's like brain dead.
Okay.
Okay.
How old was she?
At the time, I'm going to say, I don't want to mess this up, 32.
She was young. She wasn't.
She was a baby. She was 32.
Oh my gosh.
32-year-old professor, educated, wonderful person.
Oh my gosh.
Had a lot of friends. Did spend time with a lot of addicts, helping them. She ran a lot of programs from NA in Virginia to New York, back and forth. She was just a socialite, had a lot of friends. Non-drinker, non-drug user, a completely clean person.
Right.
Was helping people. Super educated girl. Super sweet. So she ends up in the hospital in Virginia. At the time, her mother and father were there at the hospital. Her older sister, I believe, was in New York at the time or somewhere, trying to get down there. And they kept saying that it was something like her brain was shutting down. And in the house, they found a note on how to take care of her cat. And her cat had diabetes, so there was insulin around. So from what we caught from the story, there were needle marks in her stomach. Now, I don't know facts. I don't know how much of this is just hearsay or the information I'm giving you is accurate. But the police and the hospital were saying that the reaction she was having to almost like, it was almost like this, if it was insulin being put in her body, shut her brain down completely.
Huh.
So she was brain dead.
Oh my gosh.
Ends up literally like brain dead. Her body functions were working. She was sitting up at her eye. She wasn't there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So there was some stuff going on where there were possibly other people living in the house. As far as I know, bank accounts were fine. She wasn't robbed, anything like that. But she was around some pretty, I hate to say this, but pretty seedy people.
Okay.
On the, from the NA and stuff, people that were still on drugs. And she was, like I said, she was helping all these people. She ended up passing away.
Okay.
They ended up saying it was a suicide.
Because she left that note.
Because she left that note. Her biological sister has a FaceTime with her days before. She just bought equipment to go in some little band. She was planning on vacation from work. She was literally going on a vacation. Her life was like happy. There were smiles. Zero indication of this young lady committing suicide. None. In my heart of all hearts, I know her my whole life. She did not commit suicide.
Okay.
There's no possible way. Now, they never wanted to bring everything to light because out of respect for the parents of the girl, her mother and father were like, you know what, whatever the the death certificate says, it is what it is. We don't want to question this. They just took it for what it is. I know in my heart, her older sister knows in her heart, and she's just trying to kind of figure what that looks like. Did she do this to herself or did someone do it? So there was minimal investigation. She died. The police pretty much were like a suicide. She did it to herself because there were injection marks over here. But there are so many other things leading up to she didn't kill herself.
Right.
I don't know if there was other maybe motive or there was other money that nobody knew about that she was hiding that someone could have taken from her. Weren't even really questioned the people that found her and living in the house. It was pretty much, this happened, she's dead, we're moving on with life.
You know what? I've seen this before, Don.
Okay.
Yeah, my buddies that I was a cop with, okay, back in Pennsylvania, his sister, he believes was murdered.
Okay.
But it's same thing, suicide.
Yeah.
They believe her husband was a doctor.
Okay.
Okay, and they believe that he poisoned her. Okay, this has been going on for 20 years, he believes this. And the same thing, the coroner shows up, he says it was a suicide, boom, that's it, and the case closed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if a lot of people understand this. The cops or the DA does not make the determination if it's suspicious. The coroner does. The coroner decides if it's a homicide or not.
So wait a second. So this young lady, her body is left to the coroner. They would be the
They
ones
make
to
the
say,
decision. The
That's
coroner
kind
does.
of unfortunate, though, isn't it? Because wouldn't it be the cops if they know things that maybe the coroner doesn't?
Well, what the coroner does is he gets info from the cops. So he'll get the info from the cops. He'll get the info from some of the witnesses. We'll give him all that. And he makes a determination on that. But, I think a lot of times, especially if there's a note, people just, there's a note. You know what I mean? Now, did she say in that note she was going to commit suicide or no?
No. It was because she had told her older sister that she was going on vacation.
Oh, that's what the note was.
Yeah, so the note was, this is how you give her little cat its insulin because the cat was diabetic.
Right.
Now, she was not diabetic, but they said there was something.
Oh, she had insulin injected in her? Oh, my gosh. How could they?
And another thing, the insulin was gone and there was no needle. It was murder. It had to be homicide,
it had
correct?
to be, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to bring too much light to this because, the sister now is a huge part of my life. Huge. I love you very much.
Right.
And she doesn't want to bring too much light. Her mother, so the mother of the girl that I believe has been murdered, there's supposed suicide. The mom had just recently passed within a year or so.
Right.
So now the sister is kind of like, I can maybe look into this and see what's going on now because
How
she didn't
long ago
want to
was
offend
this?
her mother. This is in 2014.
Okay.
The first month of 2014 this happened. Yeah. So the mom the whole time, the biological mom of the daughter, didn't want to open this up. She was like, you know what, it is what it is, and I understand. It's heart-wrenching. Your daughter dies. However it happened, it's like, but now for her sister, there's got to be that curiosity and that wonder. And for me, there's that curiosity and that wonder. This girl didn't kill herself. I know her whole life. She did not commit suicide. This is not the type of kid that would have committed suicide. She was beautiful, fun, happy. I mean, worked with people, helped people, lived her whole life to help people.
Right.
She's a spectacular human being.
Right.
And I believe she was also a little bit, she was kind of like us. I think she was like loud. She was
Right.
loud. She'll tell you how it is and fun and can morph into anyone. She's kind of like has our personality. Right. If she were to do something like that, I don't think she'd go out that way.
Right.
I don't think she would quietly go out. I think she'd be like, I'm killing myself and I'm going to make a scene.
Right.
And
say, leave a note explaining everything probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll tell you what.
So this is kind of common where the police will just say, if the coroner says suicide, they just hop on the suicide bandwagon.
They can't. once the coroner closes the case, it's closed until the coroner makes that determination. That's why that. And here's the thing: coroners are elected officials. It doesn't mean that they're the best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That always worries me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're elected officials. I mean, I don't know. I think I think we miss stuff. I really do.
Absolutely.
I think, you're having one man determine that. I don't know. I think,
is it worth opening back up?
Everything always is. Yeah. And just I'm just giving you my thoughts as a detective. When you were saying that, I was already thinking somebody that you worked with at NA. Of course I'm thinking.
That's where I go.
Because you're thinking, listen, I said this before, being a cop, I know addiction is real.
Yeah.
And people, they once they're on, it's hard for them to get off. I feel for people. But they also do stuff for that drugs when they need it. You know what I mean?
I believe that people are different people. They're not the same human beings. So if you think you know someone and then there are drugs at play, I think it changes around everything and anything is possible.
I agree with you.
They're so different because drugs can overrule someone's emotions, morals, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there wouldn't be one person or anything that there's an idea of or anything like that. But how do you suggest that she goes now and even starts to open this up? Because it's from New York to Virginia. Right. She's in New York, Virginia.
The best thing would be to do is I would contact the PD first.
Okay.
Say whoever now the investigator might be gone.
Right.
Which is a good thing. Let me tell you what, that's a good thing. The good thing is you want to get a younger detective in there that has hey, I'm going to make a name for myself. Could you imagine?
Tenacity.
Yes.
We talked about this. Okay.
Yes.
So that's always a good thing. So guys, if you're out there listening, you have a case and you feel like it may want to be opened up, like Danny said, go ahead and go for the younger people.
Yes, right? Yes.
That's almost like
I hate to say that, but it's like any job. An older detective's like, he's not so excited anymore. He's thinking, I'm getting close to my end of my career. Where the younger guy's like, boy, if I solve something like this, it could spring rocket.
Not to get too off topic with it too, but I believe that in so many different occupations too, because I had a health thing go on in 2016 with my heart, and the person that literally saved my life was in their 30s. Where I feel like someone in their 60s or 50s or whatever would have been like, oh, just, it's another young person. And this person was like, no. Right. And they were really doing their job. They just came off their book. You know what I mean? They just came off their learning and now they're in their internship and they saved me. So I do believe in that too. Younger people, they care more. They want to make a name for themselves. They want to build,
They're aggressive. Yeah. And Don, I'll tell you that, and I just give you an example. The day I knew it was time for me to retire, I was in charge of our detective division. So I was in charge of all of us. And listen, I'm not bragging. We were a small PD. We were only 150 guys. So it wasn't this big detective division. But one of my officers, at the end of the shift, I'm sitting at my desk, and one of my officers came in and says, "Hey, Sarge, I just made this big arrest. I pulled this guy over. He had guns in the car. He had drugs in the car." And instead of me saying, "Oh my God, you did so good," I looked at this evidence on the floor and was thinking, I wanted to go home. Now I got to log all this evidence.
And I knew.
Yes, I knew it's time for me to go because I wasn't excited. I looked at this like, oh my God, why'd you do this? I want to go home. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at that point, I realized, maybe it's time for me to go.
I love that. I love that because that's with any industry. For myself too, I have all my models and my actors. I'm a talent agent. I have all my models and actors, and sometimes I'm with them, and my passion's still there, and I'm like up and I'm yelling and come on, and I'm like, and I think to myself, this is why, because I still love this stuff. I'm still in it. When I stop caring, I'm gonna stop. When I stop caring, I'm gonna stop. So that was so cool of you. You knew it was.
I knew it. I looked at that. I gotta get out of this.
It's good because some people stay around
in
industries and then they're not their best selves and they don't, so that's really cool.
I mean, I was doing it so long, it just started getting like, But I'll be honest with you, now that I'm gone, there's times that I think, God, if
I could step back in now.
Because you know what, Don, I'm still young, you know what I mean? And I have all this knowledge, and it's like going to waste. Honest to God. So that's why I started TikTok, because if you notice my TikTok, people ask me questions. I answer all their questions. And my followers love me because I answer their questions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially I have followers. I have 20,000 people from the UK. I have about 10,000 from Ireland that follow me. And they love American law because it's so different. So I explained to them how our laws are different from their country's laws, and it's just fascinating to everybody. But that's part of what I do is I explain the different laws and all that stuff.
Can I tell you why I think you're so successful on your TikTok? I think it has a lot to do with your knowledge. I think it has a lot to do with your background. But I think everyone loves you for the same reasons, because I look at some of your comments sometimes, and the people that I know that we know mutual people, they say the same thing about you.
Right.
You're just so real.
Right.
You'll go against the cops when you need to.
Yes.
You'll go against the law enforcement in any type. You don't sugarcoat anything.
Right.
And a lot of things on TikTok is like, well, we must respect the law, and you're not like, no, they were wrong. They were dead wrong. You know, that's the stuff I think why people love you, Danny.
Yeah.
That's why I do. Like, I'm not kidding. My walk in the morning, I go to the gym every morning and I walk, and it's your TikTok. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on, Danny? And you keep me updated on all my drive, just so I know what's going on. But if you didn't present it the way that you did, so naturally yourself, you're loud, you're all over the place, you tell them everything, you get every detail, even if you skip around, and that's what makes you stand out from every other person doing this on TikTok, because there's a lot of crime people on TikTok.
Oh, tons.
A lot.
I looked up like the crime I Googled, there's like 10 crime solvers on there. I mean, everybody has the same name and stuff like that.
Right, but they don't have a following like you.
Right.
They don't have the love that you have, because it's not just what you're giving, it's how you're saying. And I think people from overseas, you're like the American to them.
Yes.
You got the accent, you got
the loudness.
You say how it is, you're loud. That's what they think of us in other places.
I know.
I have a young lady, she's from Europe, and she's one of my models. And she's just, I love her. She's adorable, but she's so polite and she's so nice and she's so this, and I'm so rough around the edges. And I'll tell someone how it is, and I don't filter. I can't. It will hurt my soul to filter what I have to say.
Right.
And she's, oh, people are just not like that in England. And I'm like, oh, I know, yeah, because it's an American thing. It's who we are.
Right.
And you're just a step above and a notch heavier than everyone else in it. Keep doing what you're doing, Danny. That's not, keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait in the future. Danny and I are going to be doing something. We're collabing soon. Hopefully we'll be doing some traveling.
Yes.
And we're going to fight some crime together.
Yes,
I mean, you're
we
going
are.
to literally fight the crime. I'm just going to talk about it because I don't want to get hurt.
No, listen, I am all for that. I mean, I just, me and you both talk about, and you say that I call the cops out. Here's the thing. When you lose that crime scene, because I'm thinking about your relative, once they leave that crime scene and say it was a suicide, all that evidence is gone. You don't know what's in that house. You don't know what fingerprints once. And that's why I always go back to John Benet Ramsey. That case was the worst case ever. They screwed up. And Don, what they should have done in that case, they show up and they said, okay, everybody out of the house.
Yeah.
They should have sealed that house off and they should have searched it, and the cops should have found her body in the basement, not the father. Because now the father picked her up, brings her upstairs, so everything is contaminated
that
now.
ball was dropped.
Yes.
The second they went in, the ball was so dropped. And in a way, you can say, to defend the police a little bit here, you can say, okay, they didn't know the magnitude of what was going on. At first, they thought there's a missing little girl, but just the way it was handled, where everybody was in the house, the dad's picking the kid up. I mean, they were just spreading DNA and evidence everywhere.
Yeah.
And nobody had that's the thing.
And this, I'm going to be honest with you. Cops get intimidated by rich people, and I think they got there. And these people had money, okay? And they didn't want to order them out of their house or anything like that. And I think they were intimidated by them.
Which is so ridiculous. To me, that is
But cops
so
are.
ridiculous.
I know cops will, they'll be like, oh, this person's rich. We got to watch what we do with them, or this person's important. We got to watch what we do with them.
Because somebody will get sued, or something will happen, or there's more authority with somebody that has more money. Absolutely. It's the way
So they didn't want to, order them out of their house, but that's what they should have done.
Yeah.
Because they treated them different because they were rich.
Yep.
That case is not
I
solved.
agree with you 100%. There are a couple of cases like that too.
Yes.
There are a few cases. I've got to ask you one thing. Okay, so I don't know if you know anything about this, but I have been on this for the last few days. I forgot the first day that it aired. Natalia Grace. Do you know anything about it?
No.
Oh my God.
I feel bad I don't know. I usually try to stay.
I'm excited to tell you.
All right, go ahead. What is it? All right.
This one is so weird. I don't even know if it... Okay,
what was her name? Grace?
Natalia Grace.
Okay, Natalia.
She was adopted.
Okay.
Supposedly from, I'm going to say Ukraine.
I did hear it, but I'm going to let you go. I did hear it.
Go. Just tell me what you think about it. And if you don't know, this family adopts this little girl.
And she's an adult.
Supposedly, she's an adult.
Yes.
They bring her home. They put her in a bathtub. The first night they're there, and they're like, okay, this is not a child. This is an adult. She's itty-bitty. She's tiny, but she has kind of an adult-looking face.
They made a movie like that.
Yeah.
There was an actual horror movie like that.
But there's so much going on. But with the true story from Natalia Grace or something?
No, this was a story before this story came out. I forget what it's called, like adoption or something like that.
I want to see that.
But they adopted this girl that was really an adult.
Yeah.
But she was acting like a 9-year-old child.
Did you watch any of it?
What?
Of the Natalia Grace?
No, but I heard it on TikTok, like just briefly people were talking about it.
It's kind of insane because at first, I judged it because I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. I'd take that little adult kid and bring it back and be like, here, you're not going to ruin my house. Because this little girl was like going to kill her little brother standing at the end of the bed with a knife at the dad. Like, okay, you're not going to disrupt my life. I adopt a 9-year-old and you're going to kill me and you're going back to wherever you came from. They wouldn't because it was an actual legal adoption. They couldn't get rid of the kid.
Oh my gosh.
So they had to take care of this child who wasn't a child who the courts ended up re-aging. I've never heard of this before.
They re-aged the kid?
They re-aged a child. So they re-aged the child because a doctor did say, one doctor said, oh no, she's 9, blah, 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 blah. Another doctor said, absolutely not, she's over 18. So now did the mother and father, who also have a lot of money, persuade the doctor to say, now this child is over 18. The courts re-aged the child. So the mother and the father took this, she was little, this thing, little tiny little girl. And they put her in a bad neighborhood by herself in an apartment, would drop her off groceries. All the neighbors knew her and said that like she did not keep up with her hygiene. She wasn't like an adult. So now, now it's starting to sound a little weird. Now, is it the parents that psychologically damaged this child?
This is a crazy story. Now I got to do a video on this.
Oh my gosh. I want to get the biological mom to Natalia. I want to get her on the show.
Oh.
You know why? Now, fast forward, all this stuff happened. There was now the couple that adopted Natalia, they get divorced.
Okay.
There's a feud. They hate each other. So now the dad's like, the mom abused her and did this, and the mom is like, da-da-da-da-da. And then there's kids going on. There's other kids in the situation that abused Natalia. This is disturbing. Trigger warning. The mother, supposedly, the son admitted to urinating in Natalia's bed.
Oh, my God.
And made her sleep in it. Crazy stuff. So now we think that this little girl's at the edge of the bed trying to, gut her father to death is what was said. But now the mother there's just a lot. There's a lot of disturbing stuff in this. Okay. Fast forward, they meet the biological mom. The biological mom now said they couldn't re-age the daughter. This is my child. DNA test. They swabbed her. I think it was Ukraine. They swabbed the mom. The child was born in 2003, which would have made the child 12 when they put her in an apartment by herself.
Oh my gosh, so she really was 12. This story's insane. This is a movie.
This is a movie.
Oh my God.
Wow, so that child was really 12 years old. So all the neighbors that kept saying, oh, Natalia was annoying. She would wait for us to get home and she would do this and that. And she was dirty and didn't keep her hair nice. She was a 12-year-old little girl living on her own. And the state re-aged her.
Oh my gosh.
Insane.
Crazy.
I think we're wrapping it up for today. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give some information, guys. If you want to get in touch with myself, Dawn Sullivan _ DreamTracksAcademy.com 877 Acting 4. Again, guys, 877 Acting 4. You could always find me there. There's Natalie Stout, Frank Perillo. Those guys can help you get into any kind of acting, modeling, TV, commercial, film, print, anything you guys want. Like I said, you can always find me there. I'm just getting my team ready for New York City, leaving June 24th, coming back the 30th. Get in touch, guys, if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff. I have some great auditions going on. Danny, how can these guys get in touch with you?
Listen, next week when we come back here, next Wednesday,
yes,
we'll be saying the Knights are the world champs. That's what I'm predicting.
Okay.
We will win the cup next week, and I'm predicting a 100% cash-in in the World Series. I'm at least cashing in the World Series. So we'll give you all the information next Wednesday at The Crime Solver on TikTok.
Yes. Okay, guys. So any kind of good vibes, prayers, or anything, Danny's way. He's got a lot going on. Send him good vibes.
And follow me on TikTok. I'll give the updates.
Yes. How can he follow you on TikTok?
At The Crime Solver.
At The Crime
Solver.
At The Crime Solver on TikTok. Guys, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have somebody here with us. If not, it's going to be us talking again about some crime. If you have any questions, get in touch. And guys, to answer all of your questions on Instagram, I will get in touch with you. Thank you for all my new followers. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week.